Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jemima. I'm a confidence coach and a public speaker. If you allow me, I can be your internet sister, internet bestie. If you also allow me, I can help you build your confidence so that you can fearlessly live purposefully. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe because on this channel we build ourselves and we become the best version of ourselves by identifying our purpose, living confidently, right? And so today I got a question from somebody which I would want to, address through this video or through this message. So somebody asked, so at this point where we've discovered who we are, we've tried to know who we are, what the manufacturer says about us, how do we build and improve our self-image? Then I said, okay, I am going to answer that and I'm going to help you to be able to build and improve your self image in 2025. Yes, yes. And the first thing I want you to know is that with your self image, you must begin to think. Thinking is something that we hardly want to do because it involves a lot more than what like we are used to. It demands us to think introspectively and to ask ourselves difficult questions that sometimes we are unwilling to answer just because it's very uncomfortable and it demands a lot from us. If you want to build your self image, if you want to improve your self image in 2025, I want you to begin to think. Remember, in our first episode, we spoke about the fact that in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7, the Bible says that as a man thinks of himself, so is he. And you also remember that you can never rise above what you think of yourself. Okay, so you must begin to think and ask yourself questions. Like the first question that we asked was, who do you think you are? You must ask yourself questions so that you can think deeply about yourself and remember that if you think and see yourself as a worthy person, you become a worthy person. Okay, so you have to think about your life. Your life depends on how you see yourself. Do you understand? So you have to think deeply. I remember some time ago, I used to go through the flow as well. I used to live life like everybody's living. I really was just going through the flow. Then I began to think about myself. I began to think about my life. I began to ask myself, is life all about going to school, getting a job, waking up 8, getting to the office 8 a.m., closing at 5, getting a salary? Was life all about that? Then I realized that life is not about going to work and coming back, going through the flow, go to school, complete, get a job, marry, and wake up and do the same thing, whether you like it or yes. When I discovered that life wasn't about that, I began to ask myself then the deeper questions. What is about life? What is it about life? As soon as I began to ask myself those questions, I began to think about my life, things began to also what align. I was approaching my work in the corporate office with so much purpose that the work that I was doing, I saw that I am here for this, and it was my work was emanating out of purpose. And when I began to live that way, other people saw it and they realized that I was good at what I was doing. That was when I even discovered that I could even become a professional public speaker. So, when you begin to think about yourself, when you begin to think about your life, you get to know yourself better and you get to know your strength and the things that you can do to impact lives. Now, I help people overcome fear of standing on stage and be able to express themselves and speak confidently. I also help people who want to discover their purpose, who want to stop living life just with the flow and want to really be impactful. Do you understand? So, it really has changed even my impact, and it has transcended into my income. In fact, 2024 was the year that I saw money that I'd never seen in my life before, just because I have decided to live purposefully. And in the process of building our self-image and all that, two things that we mostly fight for, that we are always looking forward for, is time and money. Everybody wants more time to make money, and everybody thinks that if they have more money, they'll be able to buy more time. So there's always this fight between time and money. And those who have money don't even have the time to do other things. And those who have the time don't have the money to implement the project or whatever it's on their heart. So it is a battle and a struggle. But you see, there's that point in your life where you can use one of them as the major thing to buy the other. And that is when you begin to think of yourself as a worthy person, as somebody who can create just like the one that they were made in the likeness. You remember that we said that you are made in the image and likeness of God. That means that if God is a creative person, if God is a thought leader, if God finds solutions to problems around us, you can also do the same thing, and you can also create magnificent thing. That means that however God is in his character, in his genius, you can also do the same thing. And so in whatever you are doing, whether you are working in somebody's organization, right, you are supporting a purpose, a journey in the organization, you must approach it with a purpose. If you are running your own business, solving a problem in your community, in your society, you must pursue it with purpose, and you must see yourself as a worthy person to be used for that. Okay, and so when you have a better mental image of you yourself, that is when you begin, and the journey begins for you, and you begin to create wonderful things. You have to understand that you are a mass of energy, and you function on frequencies. You are a mass of energy, and you function on frequency. And what this means is that your mindset and your emotions can influence the outcome of your life, and your interactions and the things you choose to dwell on are the things that make up your being. Okay, so the things that you think about, the things that you dwell on attract positive outcomes in your life. And so you have to be very careful, the things that you focus your energy on. Do you understand? You are a mass of energy, and you function on frequencies. There are certain frequencies that if you go into it, you begin to create magnificent things. You begin to create things that are of relevance to the society, and people wouldn't have any option than to pay for your service. Your mind is a paradigm. And when we say something is a paradigm, it's a set of belief, understanding, ideas, and the things, the pattern of your life. Okay, and so when you understand that you are a mass of energy and you function on frequencies, you begin to create or attach emotions to certain things so that you can function and bring out positive outcomes. And it's all about having a better mental image of yourself. And what happens is that the mind is divided into two. That is your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Listen carefully. Your conscious mind is where you think. First of all, it gives you the ability to think, and that is where you get your intellect from. And in this process, or at this point of your mind, you select and reject things. You are the one that picks things up and say, this I want to keep, this I want to let go. So in your conscious mind, you have control over it, and you can accept or reject anything that you receive. Now, the subconscious mind, it's like the emotional mind, which receives anything that you give it. Okay, it receives anything that you give it, and it doesn't reject anything, it's just absorbing. It's like a foam that just absorbs water. Any liquid you pour into it, it will never bring it out, right? So your subconscious mind is like it's a settled mind, always receiving, and it is fed by the conscious mind. So the things that you continue to focus on, the things that you give your energy to, now your conscious mind would either select or reject. And so if it selects it, it means that it is dwelling on it and it's attaching emotions to it, and gradually your subconscious mind picks it up. The interesting thing is that when your subconscious mind picks something up, it becomes your paradigm. right? It becomes your set of belief, your pattern, your way of thinking about life. So, for instance, if you keep on listening to certain music, if you keep on listening to certain narratives about life, and you don't reject it, okay? You don't reject what you receive, but you receive it, and your emotions. You are a mass of energy. Remember, your emotions are attached to it, and it falls into your conscious mind. And when it falls into your conscious mind, it becomes your paradigm, and that's how you live. And so whatever your mental image is, you can choose and reject it. Whether you feel like you are good enough or not, you can choose and reject it. Whether you think that you are meant for that particular job, you can choose and reject it. Whether you feel like you are a worthy person, you are worthy on that project, you can contribute your impact on that project, in that work, in that environment, in that industry, you can choose and reject it. So whatever you choose and reject, it goes into your subconscious mind, and that becomes your paradigm. So if you want to improve your self-image, you have to be careful about the things that you think about, the things that you focus on, the things that you allow to live and seep into your subconscious mind. I hope you are learning something. So if you want to improve your self-image and become the best version of yourself in 2025, be careful about the things that you think about, and especially about yourself, your mental image of yourself. Okay, so be careful about it, and make sure that you reject anything that is not in line with what your manufacturer has said about you. I hope you get it. And so you must be careful about the things that you think about. And so if you have understood the first step, that is thinking, then you'll be on your way to build a better mental image about yourself. And like the Bible says in Philippians chapter 4, verse 8 to 9, says, Brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there is any virtue, if there is any praise, those are the things that you should think about. Okay, so if the things are true, honest, pure, lovely, of good report, if there is any virtue in it, if there is any praise that can be attached to it, those are the things that you should think about. So I hope I have helped you to, now choose the things that you should think about. So even in your music, in the kind of documents, books you read, societal beliefs that you begin to accept, you must know and believe that the things that you think and choose would move into your paradigm. And when you are in a particular paradigm, or you operate in a particular frequency, that becomes your lifestyle. That becomes how you live your life. So if you want to build your self-confidence and become the best version of yourself, make sure you think, and you think purely, truly, lovely, honestly, of good report, and anything that is of virtue. Those are the things that you should think about. So in thinking, in choosing your paradigms, whether marriage is good or not, whether you can do that project or not, whether you are qualified for that job or not, whether your organization can have great benefit from you or not, it is about you, and it's about what you choose. So if you like this, let me know in the comment section. If you want to hear more about how to videos, let me know. If you also you have a question, put it in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer it. And I want you to know that you can fearlessly live purposefully, and 2025 can be the year that you begin to build that mental image of yourself. And I hope this video helped you. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with your friends to help other people. Thank you all, and look forward to meeting you until the next. Bye.